Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and today's video is going to be a follow-up to yesterday's video, where I talked about the last three Season 13 episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants airing, and it had came to my attention that there are starting Season 14 on November 2nd, and I will admit I am aware that season 14 is a thing. I am aware that there is going to be a 14th season, but I never actually had the idea to check to see if there were any season 14 episodes airing. But it's a good thing that my audience had informed me that there were season 14 episodes being listed here. So in this video, I am going to go through all the season 14 episodes that were confirmed thus far, and I will give you guys my opinions on these episodes. So, starting off the season, we have Single Cell Defense, which is airing on November 2nd of 2023. And so the plot reads, sick of being stepped on, Plankton learns self-defense from Sandy. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a karate episode, or is this going to just be an episode where it's just common sense of Sandy trying to teach Plankton how to learn self-defense. Like, well, I don't think it's have to deal with karate or anything, but I'm assuming it might be a karate episode because it says self-defense, and there was a season 9 episode called Squid Defense where Sandy and SpongeBob taught Squidward karate to defend himself when he was being robbed. So that's what I think this episode is going to be about. So we do have our first karate episode in the main series since season 9. So I am looking forward to this episode when it airs on November 2nd. And I'm surprised that they're starting off the season with Sandy in it. That's a huge step up from, well, yeah, it is a huge step up because Sandy was in the first episode of season 13, A Place for Pets, but she wasn't the major focus of the episode. But it looks like Sandy is going to have a big role in the first episode of the 14th season, which we're already off to a good start. So next up we have is Buff for Puff, and the plot reads that Mr. Krabs steps out of his shell and into the gym after Larry shows him up at the beach. So, so this is going to be a Mr. Krabs and Larry centered episode, which is a really interesting pair up between these two characters, is because we don't really see Mr. Krabs and Larry all that much as in characters that they show up together, but this idea does sound really promising, and I am looking forward to seeing what it offers when the episode does airs. So next up we have is We Heart Hoops. SpongeBob and Patrick discover that their favorite kelp bed kid, and if you hover your mouse over it, it says Old Man Walker, is a familiar face. Now, the title of the episode says We Heart Hoops, and when I hear the word hoops, I think of basketball, but I don't know if they're going to go out with a basketball themed route with this episode, because when I hear the word hoops, I think of basketball. So I don't know if this is going to be a basketball episode or what, but we're going to have to wait and see when the episode airs. So that's that episode. All right, so next is Sponge Chovy. It's an invasion of the Fox Chovies when everyone in Bikini Bottom suddenly starts meeping. Oh, okay, so this is going to be an episode where I think the characters turn into anchovies or something. That's what the plot kind of sounds like. All right, so next we have is Boss Word. Squidward and Bubble Bass are forced to tolerate each other's company on a trip to Shell City. Oh, so Shell City's going to be making a return appearance in this. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, they're just pandering to nostalgia. No, I don't know why people think that just because they're bringing back an old location is pandering. I wouldn't say it's pandering. I would say that it's world building, is because that there's nothing wrong with the team bringing back an old location and adding more lore to it. There's nothing wrong with that. So for all you folks who keep saying that they're bringing back all these old locations because of nostalgia pandering, you're wrong. They're just it's world building, because because maybe they want to do more with these old locations, and that's why they're bringing them back. And I don't have a problem with that because I think it's really unique that they're bringing back these old locations and adding world building to it. So yeah, this episode does sound really cool. It's going to be a pairing with Squidward and Bubble Bass, which we've seen before in the show. So I am looking forward to seeing what this episode offers. All right, so next is Squidgit Box. So in this episode, Squidward takes a trip inside the imagination box and must rely on SpongeBob and Patrick's creativity in order to escape. So yeah, it looks like they're gonna bring back the box from the Idiot Box episode, which is really cool. And yes, I don't see I don't see this being a huge issue. It's because that it looks like they're gonna take an old idea and probably do something new with it, just like they did with Doodle Dimension when they brought back Doodle Bob. So yeah, I am really looking forward to Squiddy Box. That should be a really fun episode. All right, so 297A has a really interesting name titled "Blood is Thicker Than Grease," and this is the first SpongeBob episode that have the word "blood" in its title. So Plankton's family opened their own restaurant directly next to the Chum Bucket. So this is going to be an episode about Plankton's family. So I don't know. We're gonna see his parents in this episode because they say his family. So I don't know if it's gonna be his cousins. I hope it's not his cousins because we've already seen his cousins before in the show. So I'm guessing that in this episode we might be able to see Plankton's other family members like his father, his mother. That'll be really interesting. So I am totally looking forward to seeing Blood is Thicker Than Grease. So already that episode does have some high promises, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. All right, so next is 297B, Don't Make Me Laugh. SpongeBob suddenly finds everything funny, much to everyone's annoyance. Hey, that's a relatable episode because for whatever reason, some of the most stupidest things that I encounter, I always find them to be somewhat funny, and that's usually my sense of humor. So I think Don't Make Me Laugh might be right up my alley. So this episode it kind of sounds interesting, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Momageddon. The Krusty Crew get lazy when their moms take over the Krusty Krab. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Like, can you imagine Mr. Krabs' mom, SpongeBob's mom, and Squidward's mom? Well, you said the Krusty Crew, so it's obviously going to be SpongeBob's mom, Squidward's mom, and Mr. Krabs' mom. So they're all take over the Krusty Krab, and so yeah, this episode does sound really interesting. So I am totally looking forward to Momageddon. All right, so next is Pet the Rock. Patrick's new pet rock catches the eye of a mischievous rock collector. Oh, interesting. So it kind of the idea kind of sounds like the Collect Her episode from the Powerpuff Girls, where Lenny Baxter had like a whole Powerpuff Girls collection, and he ends up kidnapping the girls themselves to add them to his collection. So I kind of get Collect Her vibes from the synopsis. But yeah, Pet the Rock does sound interesting. So yes, I am going to be looking forward to that episode when it comes out. All right, so next is Waltzing Wackos. Plankton and Karen take dance lessons and quickly become top of the class. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have another dancing episode, but this time is with Plankton and Karen, which is interesting because we've already had a dancing episode with SpongeBob and Squidward and SpongeBob and Patrick in the episodes Slimy Dancing and I Heart Dancing. But this time we're gonna have a dancing episode with Plankton and Karen. So this one should be interesting. All right, so next is Naraco Nomicon. Equipped with a magic spell book, SpongeBob cooks up chaos in the Krusty Krab kitchen. So we have another Krusty Krab episode, I see. And it's going to be another magic themed episode, very similar to Hocus Pocus, which was, I think, the only magic themed episode prior to that one. So yeah, this will probably most likely be the second magic themed episode in SpongeBob in the overall series, that is. All right, so moving on to episode 300, PL 1413. Oh, so that's going to be a pun on the word SB 129 from season 1. So Plankton travels 2,000 years into the future and finds new unfamiliar faces. So yeah, it looks like they're going to do another future-themed episode, which sounds interesting. All right, so last but not least that we have for right now is In the Mood to Feud. SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy find themselves in the middle of a long-standing feud between the narwhals and planktons. Oh, so I'm assuming that this episode might be a sequel to Something Narwhal This Way Comes. Maybe we'll see Narlene and Nobby again in the original series, but that's what I'm thinking that this episode is going to be about. So yeah, overall, season 14 is looking really promising. These episodes do have unique plots, and I'm looking forward to all of these episodes to see how they turn out. And yeah, so what are your thoughts about these episodes? Do let me know in the comments below, and I will do a better job probably looking up these episodes so I don't forget about them. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time with more videos. Goodbye, everyone.